Distractions have been let go of. And it's time for celebration. It's time for reunion to flourish. All of your hard work, your effort has not gone unnoticed by more though than just spirit. People, a person, persons. You're about to celebrate with a group of people. You're about to acknowledge what comes when you keep serving your higher purpose. You didn't succumb. And there's been a lot of growth. We're going to dive into different areas of growth, making everything happen for a reason. You rose from the ashes. I already see the phoenix symbol over and over again. So phoenix is probably a big form movement here. But let's see. What's this reading about? So you know something's happening. You know something's happening. Oh, somebody's happening. Somebody's happening this weekend. That's all I keep hearing. Okay, so what's coming for you this weekend? What is in the horizon for this weekend? Somebody that wants to meet you halfway. There's a lot of effort. You're going to be guided, you're going to be protected. So any fear, any grief mindset, they say leave at the front door. Some people are going to be traveling. But for some people, maybe this is an emotional opening up. Needless to say, it's going to be a free spirit. There might be very personal information exchanged in a safe and inviting form of like, I can breathe, I can finally tell somebody about myself. A connection. See, both of you have broken self-illusion about this connection. Things feel kind of light in the best of ways and guided. This is passion. There's a lot of high vibrations that I just I feel you're continuously downloading as we speak. So what's happening this weekend? This is like a puzzle. This reading has been like a puzzle for me. I love it. There's been dissecting, there's been thinking, there's been analyzing how everything could be put together. Somebody's been in a good way in their head about you. They're like, maybe I can make this work. Maybe I can shuffle these pieces around. Maybe this has been a puzzle the whole time, not Tetris. It's been a puzzle this whole time, not Tetris. Trying to fit everything together that's, you don't know if it's going to fit or not. No, you've always had a place in their life. They just had to get enough of the puzzle figured out to figure out where you fit. And that's not settling. This reading's for you. This reading is for you. This is a healthy dynamic. This is two people who are very much in the beginning stages of a flourishing celebration, a flourishing romantic connection, and are in the process of explaining hidden truths to each other. This is not toxic. This is not somebody that you've been in a relationship with before, okay? I like to make it very, very known because my readings can be specific, but they're still collective, okay? So listen, if this is your reading, the missing puzzle pieces have been put together. Fear, paranoia, grief mindset, others' opinions have been thrown out the door. You can tell what pieces were other puzzles that were put into your box and vice versa for them. Imposter pieces that were never part of the puzzle to begin with. So, the incompletion. This is basically a process of what's been released to be what can be brought in. Okay? So, what I'm feeling called to do is there's 3 sets like this. So these must be like this, past, present, future. This is a past, present, future spread. Beautiful. Okay. So this is how they felt when, right before you came into their life. Wow. Okay, yeah. Incompletion. They knew something was missing. They had to get out of their environment. They were tired. They felt like they had to unplug from everything they knew. It was toxic. It was unhappy family. Whoa. Unhappy family life. They realized, before we even finish on, the reason it tied to these cards, I felt the magnet. They don't want to cause you to have an unhappy family life, but they realize now you are meant to be part of their life, and neither of you are going to be unhappy. You bring each other too much joy. Life has perils. Life has upside downs and loop-de-loops and all the things. You have to have something that's willing to be a roller coaster buddy. They see that about you, okay? So as we analyze this, it looks like somebody that they were in a relationship with before you, or when they met you, take it as it resonates, they could see the incompletion walking in front of them. They felt like on a whole other level when they met you, and they've been watching you far. You watch each other from afar, possibly continuously both looking at each other's social media. Started out as friends, you might even state best friends, etc. And that's beautiful, because that's how you want these types of things to start. The best relationships, the ones that stay together, start types of things to start. The best relationships, the ones that stay together, started out as best friends. So they were looking for new. They did not feel completion at their home. Before they met you, right before you walked in, they were being pushed to their limits on how much they would take in a past dynamic. They're like, I continuously am such a faithful and good partner to you. I don't deserve this. Why? I'm hitting my breaking point. I'm done. They wanted to take off. There was extreme focus on pessimistic mindset. They didn't feel like they could be themselves or like express. They felt like if they were like they could cry over spilled milk. There wasn't somebody in their life that was helping them want to grow. It was just like dark shades all the time, staying away from the world. They had taken a lot of steps, a lot of steps. And they started to be like, I need to reach out to other people. I need an expert. So when I see expert, what I mean is they reached out to their guides. What do I need to do now? They asked their inner counsel. And there was this sense of plug into people that are coming to your mind, that you feel want to come to an understanding with you. An aha moment came in about you, however this resonates. Hey, maybe this person could be part of my story, my art, my fruition. We're both kind people. We both have the same set of morals. And yeah, I feel this something here. It started out not necessarily as like sexual attraction, but there was always an attraction, but it was to the souls. And then everything kind of just formed from there. But when they met you, the intentions were, hey, maybe this person can grow with me. We can teach each other. And after meeting you, they went back home that night, that weekend, take it as it resonates. And there was a misunderstanding from whoever they went home to. They did everything right when they were with you. The first time you two were together, there was nothing but celebration talk of like future and of analyzing and connecting on a soul level. There was nothing sexual, flirty, or anything when you first experienced each other. But they went home to somebody, and there was all these accusations and all these things that were made. They expected... There could have been a misunderstanding between you two, and there was like a little bit of separation. So in the past, They saw a light at the end of the tunnel with you. Retreated a little bit because you retreated as well. But then a whole other dynamic happened. When they normally would have retreated and just like let the fire die out, they woke up and felt some form of karmic balance. Like experiencing each other and then separating. They didn't like it because of how imbalanced they truly, like, of course they didn't like it for many reasons, but what I'm just sensing right now, they realized how much they felt growth with you. And red mushrooms are a big forward movement. Divine timing. They were like, this is a perfect person. This is going in definitely to present timing. They're like, there's so many gifts, there's so many exchanges. I feel your fingertips touching, etc. Holding hands, like very passionate things that started being thought about and brought to attention from your guides, like visions and etc. Right at the end of first meeting each other. Right at the end of this gap of when are my celebrations, when's everything that I've been told is manifesting is going to be coming in. That little thin line before you totally entered their life and vice versa. You see, your 3D world, your self-love, everything advanced, and then once that's all happened, that's when love comes in, romantic love. It looks like they've never been able to have so much like refreshing room. Like they know they can just take their time and you will be there for them. They understand that if they fly with you, you will be there for them. If they don't want you to be there, then you'll respect their space. But at the end of the day, you want to be there for them and be resilient. The past built the foundation to why you can have completion now. Instead of throwing on, then 21 is that 21 is a divine counterpart number, an alignment partner number. So it looks like they've analyzed their past with you, and they're like, the divine timing is now. Celebration, this person makes everything happen for us. They don't give up on me. Presently, this is some stuff that is being shed in the next upcoming days to be able to have this weekend. This is the present days. This is weekend. Okay? A bigger understanding of we have to be willing to fight for each other, be in this for the long run, have our priorities straight, but still make time for each other and not let the parasite, the ego, win. Both being ready for this new beginning together. You're both very much wanting to be here. What is this? It was not an accident meeting each other. It was the farthest thing from accidents. Everything happens for a reason. Your financial wealth, your life, you met each other at the highest points of your life of self-love. Your stories could be very similar, but different in the same way because you're tango partners. You see, a mirror is somebody who is the reflection of you. They show the part of they're the side of, okay, so a mirror is somebody who reflects the inner part of you that you don't show the world. They show the world that part. They're the dark of you or the light of you, however that resonates. These divine soul connections, these alignment partners, they are not you. They are a whole separate person and they can do the dance of life with you. And there is something about finding a dance partner that's truly like it's like band partners, just and bandmates. Just because you all can play instruments doesn't mean you're gonna be able to vibe. You just meet certain people and there's something different. And you're like, I'm destined to be with you. Because of everything that happened in life, our taste of music, our taste of flow, etc. There's still so much uniqueness, but we put it all together and it blends well. It's a good smoothie. It's not a bunch of random stuff that doesn't taste good together, right? This person, you were not an accident meeting each other of flow, etc. There's still so much uniqueness, but we put it all together and it blends well. It's a good smoothie. It's not a bunch of random stuff that doesn't taste good together, right? This person, you were not an accident meeting each other. You aligned. You met the same frequency. You were put in front of each other's face for a reason. This is what you're both you're like, this is purposeful. Spirit makes this very purposeful, this person. You also avoid, somebody could feel like they avoid accidents, they avoid danger when they're with somebody. Very safe. An instant reaction of, holy shit, like I really felt safe. And they're not used to that. They don't want to be stubborn with this person either. Like it's hard for them to be stubborn. They don't want to be. And it's funny because like, it's not that they're a stubborn person, but it takes a lot for them to just completely have their guard down and trust. Like, I could trust this person with my life. They feel like they can trust you with their life. Currently, okay, that lack of motivation or that drive, that's been thrown away. Neither of you are lacking drive. Now it's about being patient with the time it takes for this to be here. Both of you are stubborn when it comes to, now that you have your mind on this, neither of you are going to switch off. You've waited an organic amount of time. You've been watching each other from afar, but you've waited a good amount of time to actually come back face to face. Somebody is just releasing the fear of taking the next step as we speak, and I feel that they really have. There's just these last little shakes and wiggles before this weekend comes, which is understandable. There's plenty of time, in a sense, to build this. Like, there's planning involved. There's dedication involved. This is leading to material and spiritual world abundance. This is something that's going the extra mile. And neither of you are letting anything of the past get in the way. This is somebody who is, in a sense, old-fashioned. And when I say old-fashioned, they're new age, but like they believe in showing worth. They believe in a sense of like the only other way I have to put it is like holding romance in a relationship, holding standards of how you will treat the other. And I just keep seeing, so the only thing I can think of right now, that because it keeps going over and over again, is like opening the door for the woman, or opening the door for whoever the feminine in the dynamic is. Just these senses of like we match each other. We have new mindset, new age life decisions, but this sense of old schoolness about tender love and care, being celebrated for it, and not needing everything to be thrown your way, like needing all this. I think this also means it's like the gifts and everything. You both will love to share what the world has to offer, but the real gift is always going to be your time with each other. And that's the magical combo. No matter what is going on in the 3D world, if you two have each other and keep this mindset, everything else is icing on the cake. Everything else is a plus. You're guided and destined to have fruition together because your law of attraction, because of what you've chose to do, and because both of you have chosen each other. This is something that doesn't have to be spoken, and that's exactly how it happens, by not being spoken. Spirit sent you both your signs to not give up on this individual, that this has been a time of temporary retreat, and you're going to actually retreat together from what I'm sensing. What's going on with that? Yeah. So it looks like this person doesn't want to be single anymore. So take what resonates. Either they recently got out of a relationship with somebody, or they're in a relationship where they feel single. They feel like a single partner. There's also a woman holding a child, so they could even feel like they could be in a relationship but feel like they're a single parent, or they could be a single parent. Take it as it resonates, okay? Needless to say, they're done with feeling lonely in this way, but also when I'm sensing with drugs, with this card being pulled, it's more like they don't want toxic bullshit of the past, partying, etc. And they're tired of feeling alone. You both have the same morals. Neither of you want anything to do with this party lifestyle. And both of you are like stability and being a healthy adult figure is extremely important in life for you, to lead by example. You see, whoever the masculine is in this dynamic, the feminine, you know who you are, sees them as like this kind, empathetic, leading, patient leader, somebody that would be a great adult figure in anybody's life. This is your future. You've released malevolent will together. This person is no longer a single partner. They have you. And you're teaching great morals and making sure that whoever is involved in this dynamic, everybody is like just focusing on what is truly matters, which is the future, which is not being tied to domestication. Of things have to be this way. To have the drive to get past misunderstandings. You guys have this resilience. You're going to rest together, and during this time of rest together, there's going to be a death completely of old ways, like a whole new cycle together. Now that's what I'm feeling. That's going into these cards. We're talking more about passion, lust, etc. Within this dynamic of cards, what I'm being told is that your future is now. The person you have on your mind is correct. You have major shifts, major changes coming together. And isn't this Friday the 13th? That's interesting. This Friday is Friday the 13th. It's a lucky day. It is. Number 13 is a very good number. So it looks like you could be having a lot of conversations, a lot of fun this weekend with this person. And it's going to lead to a very, very prosperous future. So since we know what's going on with the past, what they're analyzing in the present, and what's going to happen in the future, can we just get some cool little vibes about what's happening this weekend? It's going to be healing. You're sending out healing energy to this person. There's going to be some form of equal exchange. There's going to be 4 major shifts. 2 like deaths of old ways to bring in 2 new beginnings, okay? One thing that's going to be talked about is the total mind shift when it came to breaking self-illusion within this dynamic. You both know exactly how each other felt. And you had to take off and be with no influence. And Spirit even put some of you in a position to not be able to have anybody else's influence. I'm making a definitive decision about, is this person part of my law of attraction, of my good karma? Because karma is not a word you should ever feel scared of. It means what goes around comes around. If you're sending high frequency, then high frequency is coming back. So is this person part of all of that? And it broke the self-illusion. You both are talking about how you manifested each other and you realize it. You could have been manifesting what you thought was another person for a long time, but you're manifesting your divine. That's what you always asked for. And it just might not have been the person you expected. Because Spirit you weren't healed enough yet. So something you're going to be talking about is so much about the divine timing and your yin-yang of each other. How you were blinded by what true love really meant until you found each other. But true, like, unconditional, passionate, extreme, intense love. Like, you felt love for other people. But this type of dynamic is different. You're going to be talking about how just being with each other is healing. And time does not fucking exist. You're going to be, take what resonates. But You're going to be intimate in more ways than one for a good dynamic of you. There's the emotional intimacy, but there's physical intimacy, and there could be some form of sex magic involved with this. Sex magic is light work, and it's one of the most powerful and imperative forms of manifestation you can achieve, you can use. There is a sense of you two talking about expanding the future, but also you're sending this person courage. They feel divinely guided to you, and you're connecting in nature together this weekend. You're going to be rooting. So I see both of you not having your shoes on, relaxing, expressing gratitude, letting each other know how the influence of your energy has been so uplifting, and I can't help but watch you. I can't help but keep my eyes on you. You're both going to have the courage to speak up even more. You've already spoken up, and now it's time again to fill each other's cups. So go forth trusting this connection and allow the flow of the weekend to happen. This is all part of your highest timeline, and you have a very, very fruitious relationship completely forming on the horizon, continuing as above, so below, rooted. Hail yet. All right? All right.